And news is coming in of the events reported to have happened this morning at the opening of the nuclear power station in the Lake District. An attempt was made by a group of armed men to steal a large quantity of plutonium from the station, which is situated at Larksmere. A number of witnesses at the site claim to have seen a man-like object rising into the sky at tremendous speed. Experts have indicated that this was probably an example of mass hysteria brought on by the tense nature of the situation. Although reports are yet to be confirmed, it appears that many of the terrorists are now in the hospital suffering from severe concussion. One of the raiders, a man in his early 30s, is said to have second-degree burns. As yet, these injuries are inexplicable. A freelance photographer at the site, Mr. Paul Duncan, submitted a picture of what does appear to be a human figure in flight, although... Yawn, Mike. That you? I must have dozed off. I didn't hear you come in. How did it go at Larksmere? Oh my God. Who are you? Listen, I don't know what you did with my husband. My husband would be back at any moment. He looks like a god. The words dry up, turning to ash in her mouth. Your husband is back. It's me, Liz. It's Mike. Listen. You've got 1 minute to get out of here before I call police. She's dreaming. Even as she knows, she backs away. She knows she's dreaming. What are you saying? You're not my husband. No, he isn't. He can't be. And yet, look at me, Liz. Not my body. Look at me. And yet the voice, the eyes. It's been 16 years since Liz Sullivan married Michael Moran. She knows him with her eyes, her ears, her body. She knows him. Mike? Mike, what's happened to you? He holds her, and his touch is as frictionless as mercury. The restrained power in his arms makes her feel like glass. Sit down, I'll make some coffee. Thank you. I'll make some coffee. The words are so mundane, so reassuringly normal, yet he looks like a god. Over coffee. Okay, wherever I start, this will sound unbelievable, so I may as well go straight in at the deep end. When I was 14 in 1954, I was working as a copy boy for a paper called the Daily Bugle. The Daily Bugle? Is that a Marvel change? I worked hard, and I made a little money, and one night, I had a vision. His voice is like a pool of gold, dazzling, mesmeric. As he describes that dreamlike evening, 27 years passed, his vision becomes hers. She sees the boy cowering before the impossible specter that had conjured itself from that night. Holy macaroni! But what's that got to do with me? Greetings, Mickey Moran. I am Guntag Borghelm. I am the astrophysicist whose studies have taken him far beyond the dull concerns of mere mortals. The key harmonic of the universe is mine to command, a word which when spoken bestows godlike power upon its speaker. This is my gift to mankind. You have been chosen, Mickey Moran, for your courage, for your honesty. Special powers are yours to be used for the good of humanity. You need only speak the word. Kimota. Kimota! In her vision, she hears the deafening peal of thunder, feels the wind from beyond the lash the boy's trembling body. She sees him transformed. It's impossible. What am I? You are Miracleman, champion of justice, enemy of evil. Use your powers wisely, my son, for now I must bid you farewell. With great power comes great responsibility. Stanley. And then he was gone. It was like coming out of a dream. But I had proof that it had been real. I found I could fly, that I had tremendous strength. I was invulnerable to all harm. I was Miracleman. Liz, you're laughing. What's wrong? I'm sorry, Mike, but that's such a bloody, stupid story. Miss Alan Moore sort of poking fun at the whole concept, but he has to give some sort of origin story. It's very much like Captain Marvel's Shazam, I should say. Shazam is the same word, it's a word, and same as Kimota, but it's actually Captain Marvel. Can't you see it? An astrophysicist pops up and tells you the key harmonic of the universe, which just happens to turn you into a muscle man in a blue leotard? I'm sorry, Mike. I really am, but that's just so stupid. I suppose you're right. Actually, saying it out loud like that, it does sound, well, pretty unlikely. I mean, I never really thought about it before, but I had to believe it. Don't you see? I mean, I was Miracleman. I was a being of almost unlimited power. I wasn't the only one. Within a year, I was joined by another young man with atomic powers like mine. His name was Dickie Dauntless. You're laughing again. Oh, Mike, Dickie Dauntless? That was his name? Come off it. I'm sorry. Please go on. Dickie only had to say the word Miracleman, and he became young Miracleman. He had powers like mine. He was my friend. We fought crime together in 1956 when we were joined by Miracle Dog. Liz, please. This may sound, damn it. I mean, it does sound silly in 1982, but in the 50s, it made perfect sense. This is how I remember it. This is how it happened. In 1956, we were joined by Johnny Bates. He was a little kid of maybe 7 or 8. When we said my name, he became Kid Miracleman. They called us the Miracleman family. Exactly like the Marvel family, of course. During the years we were together, we fought the strangest villains of all time. Villains like the Firebug and Young Nasty Man. Don't say the word. The most troublesome of the lot, the freakish dwarf genius called Dr. Gargunza. Time and time again, we thwarted his insane plans and jailed him. But somehow he always came back. And yet he never did anything really evil. It was almost as if we were all playing a game which neither side took entirely seriously. And that's the crux of Mort's concept here, is that, I mean, the evil villains never did anything particularly evil, genuinely evil in these Golden Age comics, and there was always a fight back and forth, even though actually the Fawcett Captain Marvels, while they were not excessively violent, a lot of other Golden Age comics, including even some superhero comics, were very violent at times. So, but as you can expect, Mr. Moore is going to take that to a different level. And how do you expect me to? I mean, look, I'll accept the fact that you're somehow a foot taller, you're 20 years younger, and you're still my husband. Lord knows why, I just will. But all this other stuff, Miracleman family, Young Nasty Man. I mean, Mike, if there had really been a Miracleman in the 50s, wouldn't I have heard about him? I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe they hushed it up or something because of what happened in 1963. Don't tell me a couple more Miracle Boys turned up and you formed a football team. Damn you, Liz, you're laughing at my life. The floor is solid oak. He splinters it to matchwood. And she believes. I'm sorry. I mean, I didn't realize when I saw you. It doesn't matter. Even if all I've said so far sounds like a joke, What happened in 63 most definitely wasn't. It was one day in October when the Miracleman family received the alert Gargunza had some kind of sky fortress hovering over the North Sea. It was snowing as we set off, snowing hard, but we were in high spirits. It was a game just like our other adventures. No one ever got hurt. Until now, perhaps. We saw the fortress hanging in the sky like a bloated spider. Straight away, my flesh began to crawl. Something was horribly wrong. I hung back. I knew there was something terrible concealed in that thing, something that could hurt us. I tried to warn the others, but it was no use. It was an A-bomb, Liz. An A-bomb. It wasn't a game anymore. The blast hit me and it hurt. Nothing had ever hurt me before. As I fell, I started to black out. But before I did, I saw a sight of Dickie. Dickie with a stupid name. There were two of him, two bodies crushed into one, and he was screaming. I couldn't hear him, but he was screaming. When I woke up, it was 2 months later. I was Mickey Moran, and I was in the hospital. I'd been found in Suffolk marshes with terrible burns and most of my bones broken. I managed to piece my life back together again as little Mickey Moran, but I didn't remember that I'd ever been Miracleman, not until nearly 20 years later, not until this morning at the power station. Then that story on the news about the flying man, that was you? Drink your coffee before it gets cold. I'll tell you all about it. And as Liz Moran listens, eyes wide with fear and wonder, her coffee grows cold anyway, and she believes. While in a darkened office not too far away, picture of what appears to be a human figure in flight, but may merely be a hurtling fragment of debris caused by Miracleman. He's back. Back to spoil everything. A door slams shut. A TV babbles into the empty room. It has begun. And may the Lord have mercy upon us all.